What's up, Roulette Fools? Brent with AOB here. Happy Friday. Hope you guys all had a great weekend. I'm excited to show another video on this. I showed one early on clever bets, which automatically places your bet by controlling your mouse. Great design and developed for people with disabilities, people with any kind of limitations physically, even mentally, that if you have difficult placing bets. And I'm going to show you what this does. Now, last time I showed you high-low, there's a little glitch in there on the code that grouped the number 12 in with the second dozen. So when we were playing Fibonacci dozens and it hit 12, many of you called out, oh, it was fixed like that. Anyway, I'm super excited to bring this to you. A couple big changes to clever bets. One, we have the French table here, and that's what we're going to play on, and it plays Le Partage, which means if you're playing any of the outside bets, the one-to-one bets, black, red, high, low, even, odd, and it hits a 0, you get 50% of your bet back there, and there's no downside, okay? So we're going to play the French table today, and I'm also excited that they've added our normal 5 double streets. Now, not just 5 double streets, they added static double streets, which means you choose the 2 double streets that you want open, and it'll just stay on those 2 streets open. They have added Slut and Plague, okay? So I'm going to demonstrate real quick each one of those and how they work. We're going to go with regular. Now you choose regular, which means next step is we get to choose a regular setup, which means the chips will be laid on the double street, the lines on the board. Or if you're playing the French table, what you want to do is you want to choose high, low, plus 2 double streets. And what that does is it places 3 units on either high or low and 2 units on the opposite side of the board, covering 2 streets down there. That way, if you hit 0, you're taking advantage and you get half of those 3 units. You get a unit and a half back automatically. Okay, so we're going to choose a high with the 19 to 36, and then it tells you which streets do you want to leave open. We're going to select 3, and it's automatically going to pick these because they have to be grouped together in order for it to work, okay? So we're choosing number street and 3 and 4 to leave open, which is 7 and 10, okay? Now, this is what's cool. More additions, progression on first loss. We're going to go with a 3x progression on the first loss. If this loses, you see this little plus button? We can choose what we wanted to do on the second progression. And I'm going to go ahead and go 3x. Now, if you don't do anything else, it's going to assume that beyond that, you just want to do a normal 2x martingale. So we're going to go 3x on the first loss. If it loses again, 3x on the second loss. Pause on end progression means if it loses X number. So we're going to go, if it loses the third progression, I want you to pause for 1 minute. Okay. Select the mode. We're going to select conservative, which means when it triples up the bet and it gets within range of breaking even, it's going to attempt to lower the bets down just enough to recover rather than leave bets unnecessarily high. Now you can choose aggressive if you want. We're going to choose conservative. Check the base unit. I'm going to go ahead and go with $5. We have a $5,000 working balance. Make sure you put your balance in here accurately. Our profit goal, let's just say $250. I don't think we'll reach that. Actually, let's just go with $50. No, yeah. And your loss tolerance, we're going to go with $1,500. All right. That's all you have to do. There's this live stats button down there. Leave that checked. That brings up your graph that shows your profit and your losses. All right. We're going to hit submit. Make sure your screen is in full mode like this. And you can normally hit it by hitting there. It's normally like a little square here. You'll see exit full screen, enable full screen. I don't care to know the probability, but if you do, click yes, and it'll tell you the probability of success. And please full screen on your main monitor. We've already done that. Hit OK. Hands off the wheel, pencils down, and we will see how this goes. So I don't know if you didn't hear it because I'm not recording my desktop audio, but it came up and it said, we're waiting for the next round because it didn't have enough time. So at least it gives you that warning twice. Hey, we're waiting for the next round. So you don't go, what's going on here? Okay, here we go. All right, so now it's going to place the bet. And you can see it put 3. Now on the French table, if you're not familiar with it, the layout is a little different here. Not all French tables do this, but on this one they do. Manqué and passe. Manqué is low, passe is high, and forgive me if I'm saying it wrong. I'm not French. Impair and pair, that's odd, that's even, and then we have the colors red, black. All those, the 3 on the top and the 3 below you see there, those are all outside 1-to-1 bets. And I'll show you where the rest is here. At the very end, you'll see PMD over there. Let me rebet this because we won. All right. Now, when you're using Clever Bets, you want to try absolutely not to touch your mouse because it doesn't need a login to your account. You don't need to give it usernames, passwords, nothing. Okay, nothing. It has no integration into your stuff. It's literally just controlling your mouse. So you can't use your mouse while it's actively placing bets. It's better just to not touch it. But you see right here, this PMD down here, that stands for first dozen, second dozen, third dozen. And then these empty boxes on the left of it right here, that's your columns. That's first column, second column, third column. Okay, so we won again. And if you look at the graph up top there, you'll notice that up here it says profit $10, wins 2, losses 0, highest bet $25, which is our base bet. So when you just look at that, you go, okay, we obviously haven't lost yet. Max balance 510, which means what's the highest we ever got, which is nice because if this graph is going up and down and up and down, and you want to see during that whole time, what was the highest I got to, this is nice. And our minimum, as low as we have gone, it'll show right there. All right, so now that it's going, I'm not going to touch the mouse again, hands off, and let's see how we're doing here. So we lost that one. It hit a Tevin. It hit a 10. A Tevin. Yeah, 7 and 10. A Tevin. So it hit 10. So now it's going to triple up. And now it's a $75 bet. And if it loses this one, it would 3x the next bet as well from $15 units to $45 units. Okay. And then if we lost that again, it would take a 1-minute break and then it would double that bet and it would keep placing the same bets. Okay. So hopefully we can get a couple wins here. And this should bring it down to a 2x bet now because we're in conservative mode and it just needs 2x, not 3x to break even. If you choose aggressive mode, it would have left it at the 3x bet and you would actually have gone ahead by $5 profit. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to lower the bets down. This is fantastic. I'm super excited about this for several reasons. Like, my mom was actually interested in playing a little bit just for fun, but my mom has Alzheimer's. So obviously, we just lost again. So now it is going to now triple up that bet. It should be $30 units. My cat is meowing at me because he wants attention and he wants out. And obviously I'm not going to let her play without me there, but this is great because I can show her how to use this. I'll write it down on instructions for her. And then once it's set up, she can sit back and watch it. And the problem with Alzheimer's is it really affects their short-term memory. So she can play this and watch it play and it's going to handle her bets. She can watch the graph. It's still enjoyable for her. She doesn't enjoy gambling the way that I enjoy gambling or that you might enjoy gambling. She likes getting in here and it's more of like watching an episode on TV, let's just say. So she's going to be able to play and I don't have to worry about her misplacing bets. I don't have to, she doesn't have to remember which progression she's on. She can sit back and watch it. The left caps lock button on your keyboard is your hotkey to stop it. So if at any time you want to stop, hit the caps lock button. And if the play is already if the play is already going on, it will stop it after the next bet. If it hasn't finished placing the bets, it'll stop it right there. All right, so we won that second one. All right. That gets us back up into, that should break us even, right? Okay, so we're profit of $10. Let's see if we can get a winning streak here. So yeah, I'm excited for her to be able to try it out. And that's the huge thing. Even, I don't know if you guys recall, my father passed away it's coming on, almost a year. It'll be like, it's going to be in March, but he had Parkinson's disease and he loved roulette. but he could not control the mouse with his hands because with Parkinson's, he had a really, his hands, your control over your muscles and your movements are very, very restricted and difficult. So this, I wish I had this when my dad was still alive. He would have gotten a total kick out of it. Plus, my dad used to be a computer programmer. So I know that in addition to him playing, he would have loved to have been going through this going, okay, how could I have built this thing? It would have been fascinating for him to just do that. All right, there we go. Okay, we're on a little bit of a tear. He's hitting some low numbers. We want him to go to the other end of the board. So we're up at 15. We're up at $20 profit now. You can see the profit says 20 bucks. Our lowest was, we were down in the hole 50 bucks at our lowest, and our highest bet has been $150. So all kind of cool information to see that'll help you adjust your betting down the road. If you do want to set this and forget it and walk off and go to dinner, you can at least come back and say, oh my gosh, even though I'm in profit, I see this dip. I went down. The highest bet I had to make was $400. And you may want to adjust your unit sizes based on what you see here. Okay. I'm going to let this run tonight, not with $5 units, but I am going to let this run tonight. I might let it run on the instant table where you're getting 3 spins a minute, but this one you get the advantage of covering the zero. So we're going to play a couple more. We're already up at 25, and then I'm going to show you here. Let's get one more win, and I'm going to stop this, and then I'm going to show you the other ones, which is well, there's a loss, but this is what's nice. It only we still get back $750 from that, so we don't lose the entire thing, which actually makes when we double up, and it only takes 2 bets to get back up. In this case, it's going to $15 units. We had $5 units. It's still going to triple up and go. And then it's going to scale it back down because we're in conservative mode if we're not quite back at recovery yet. Uh-oh. We got the walk-off spin, which is never a good idea. I always lose on the walk-off spins. So we'll see. All right. Big game going on tonight. Ohio State and Notre Dame. I'm not a fan of either school, but I'm hoping Notre Dame wins because they're the lesser of 2 evils for me. Sorry if that's irritating for all my friends there in Ohio or thereabouts. I know you're going, oh, screw you. That's okay. I've heard enough about Ohio. I'm just glad Alabama's not around. Man, if it was Alabama versus Ohio, I would be rooting for Alabama or Ohio over Alabama. All right, let's go. We want to recover here. Oh, that's a loss. Come on. All right, looks like our wait could be a little bit longer here. So it's going to triple up our bet again. So the next one we're going to play is Slut, and I'm going to explain these to you as ahead of time if you're not familiar, so that when we get going, we don't have to waste a lot of time showing those. Slut basically starts with leaving the 1 and 4 street open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 1 and 4 street. You can call it the 1st and 2nd street if you want. And no matter the result, it's going to leave open the next 2 streets, which in this case would be the 7 and the 10 street, then the 13 to 16. And it goes till it goes all the way to the end. Then it comes back. That's what we call Slut. It gets around and it's just going to keep, no matter the result, it doesn't stay in one place at all. It just keeps rotating around. All right, if we can recover this, I'm going to halt it. Come on, let's go. All right. So I'm hitting the caps lock button. That's going to stop it from going any further. I just hit the caps lock button and you can see it's not betting and it went away. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to launch it again. And at first it comes up, it's checking credentials, making sure everything's successful, everything's on par. and we're going to choose AOB 5 double streets again. And I'm going to select this time Slut, and I'm going to choose my setup. We're going to go high-low again because we're on the French table. Now, even if you play on other tables, you can still choose high or low. You don't have to do regular. You can choose high or low, either way you do it. But if you choose high or low, you're not going to be able to do goalposts, which are leaving 1, 2, 3, 34, 35, 36 open. So if you want to play goalpost or similar, you can't do that. Progression on the first loss, we're still going to go 3. I'm going to add this. We're going to go on 3. Pause after we lose on the third progression. Pause in duration 1 minute. Select the mode. I still like conservative. Select the base unit, $5. Your exact balance, 5,020. Our profit goal, let's just say, let's go with $25 profit goal, and our loss tolerance, 1,500. Submit. No. Okay, here we go. Now, this one is going to, you'll see, it's going to lay the bets so that 1 and 4 is going to be left empty, and then 7 and 10 are going to be left empty, then 13 and 16 is going to be left empty. Looks like Notre Dame is doing pretty well. All right, come on. Okay, here we go. Now it should put 3 units on the passe line and then 1 unit on 710, 1 unit on 1316, leaving the 1-4 street open. No matter what happens here, it's going to leave the 7 and 10 street open next. If we lose, it'll triple the bet. If we win, it'll just keep the same bet size, but move it and leave the 7-10, and it's going to go all the way across the board. Pretty fantastic. Slut is probably my favorite of the 5 double streets. I probably overall had the best success. All right, so we lost on that one. Just as I say, I've had the best overall success on it. Oh, no, I guess we were still on the first one. Somehow I thought we were on our second one. All right, come on. Let's see if we can get through the gauntlet. If we can get through the gauntlet, that'll be $30. There's 6 bets, right? There's 6 double streets. I call that the gauntlet. If you can go all the way from the left, all the way through the right, that means you got through the gauntlet unscathed. Let's see if we can get 6 wins in a row here. All right, there we go. There's 2. Now it's leaving the 13 through 16 street open as it should. Everything's working just like it should. The last strategy I'm going to show you on here is Plague. And what Plague does is whatever street that it hit last, and they're attached to double streets, okay? So, for example, if it hits 2, the 1, 2, 3 street and the 4, 5, 6 street, they're attached when you're playing double streets and you're playing Plague. Okay, 5 double streets Plague, they're attached. So it leaves the attached double streets open from the last one that hit. So for example, if it hits 16, it's going to leave the 13 and the 16 streets open and cover the rest. If it hits a 28, it's going to leave the 25, 28 street open. Those are the paired double streets. 1, 4, 7, 10, 13, 16, 19, 22, 25, 28, and 31, 34. Those are our paired double streets, and they stay paired for that purpose. Okay. All right, here we go. Look at this. We're getting through the gauntlet. We're getting through the gauntlet. All right, so now it's going to leave 25, 28 open. Look at that. Could we get through this unscathed? I'm hoping so. That means we can get into Plague and show you the last one even faster. And over the next sessions and stuff, as we continue to progress, I'll show you additional strategies that are working right now on 9 streets. So as soon as they get 9 streets, that'll be Centipede 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll be 9 streets covering 1, 2, 3 of each dozen, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, and 2, 3, 4, which I also call reverse. So they'll have those, and man, I'm going to be in high heaven. And then some point, I'm going to have them do Twister. And if you haven't seen Twister or don't know what Twister is, I have a video on it. It's where we start with a high progressive coverage system like Romanovsky, and you bet pretty decent so you can build your initial bankroll, and your initial risk is high at the very beginning, but then you're playing with house money for the rest of the time, and you're progressively using less and less coverage strats as you go down the twister, right? Or the funnel, but I can't call funnel because other people call stuff funnel. So there we go. All right. Look at that. Oh, so we hit our target of $25. I wasn't paying attention. That's why I gambled, but we would have gone through the gauntlet because it hit 17. We would have won. So we're going to close this down. And I am going to relaunch Clever Bets. And now we're going to go 5 Street Plague so you can see what that looks like. And it works the same no matter what table you're at, the strategy. All right, we're going to go Plague, choose our setup. We're going to go high-low. 1, 2, 3. For those of you daring, I know there's some people that do 5 double streets at 4x or 5x on the first loss. We're going to wait for 3 progression losses, and then we will pause and take a minute break. And we're going to do $5 units. 5045. Profit goal, let's just say 30. And our loss tolerance, 1500. Here we go. Submit. No, we don't want to see statistics. And yes, we're maxed out. Here we go. All right. So it's going to wait. There wasn't enough time for it to see. So it's going to wait for the next round right here and then go forward. And it's telling me that you can't hear it, but it's saying, I'm waiting for the next round. So I am excited for 9 streets. I'm also excited, in addition to Twister, something similar, which will let you pick the strategies and say, play this many rounds on this strategy, then automatically switch strategies so that it's going down the line. Or maybe based on wax. If you lose 3 or 4, switch strategies. Lose 3 or 4 before recovery, switch strategies. I think that would be very, very cool. And you would just pick which strategies it is that you want to leave open. All right, I'm gonna leave this running for 1 second. My cat wants in and she's looking at me through the window, and it's getting cold and dark, so I gotta go let her in. I'll be right back. All right, Phoebe's in the house. Ooh, and we are down $25. Looks like we lost, huh? All right. Let's see how this goes. So not quite as smooth, but you know, I think between regular 5 double streets static, which means you pick the 2 streets you want open, versus Plague versus Slut, I think if you play them over and over, by the time at the end of the day you play this enough times, they're all gonna fare about the same. So, but I just happen to feel a little bit better about Slut. I like it, but I've had where literally the dealer is following me as I'm leaving my double streets open from left to right. All right, here we go. Boy, she's hitting 454 down there. Let's hope Plague doesn't come to bite us in the ass with a dealer like this. And that can be the thing, right? If the dealer starts hitting a lot of the same numbers, Plague gets into trouble very quickly. So it's kind of reliant. That's why I kind of hoping that they'll be able to develop it to where you can say, if I get three whacks or 4 whacks before recovery, if I lose my 4th progression before recovery, right? Then switch me up to a different status. Okay, so there's a 0. We get against free benefit. We got half of our 0 back. And we're going to triple up. And it's going to, it should be a one hit coverage, right? 15. Okay. So if we lose this, if we win this one, we'll be very close because we didn't lose the full 25, right? We lost what, 27 and a half? Or excuse me, $17.50. So if we win this, we'll have 15. We'll be down 250 still. Wow. Get out of here. Yeah, see, she's hitting the same numbers. She's hitting the same numbers. 0, 0, 4, 5, 4. All right, let's hope that we can get a couple of these wins. The nice thing is with the zeros, this is why this pays for itself with the Le Partage. We got money back. So our recovery isn't nearly as bad as it would be if we were playing on a standard table, right? All right, come on now. There we go. There we go. All right, see, look at that. Because we were 3Xing and because we hit 0 twice, which only gave us partial losses, we got 50% back on the outside bets, then recovery was much nicer. All right, I got a cat crawling on my table. You guys can't see her. Hi. All right. 1. Good. Oh, she's liking down there. She's liking that first 2 streets, isn't she? So it gets kind of scary right now. We're at exactly 0 profit. All that for 0 profit. We had a rough time of it. All right, let's see if we can get up here a little bit. I think you guys have a pretty good idea now of how this works. And I'll continue every week to show a quick demonstration. We've been running here for 26 minutes, so I don't want to run too much longer. But let's get a couple wins out of the way just so you can continue seeing it. Let's see if we can get to 10 bucks, and then we're going to call it quits. But I'll let you guys know how it runs. I'm going to let this run overnight tonight. Make sure if you let it run overnight, you make sure you set your loss limit appropriately. And I highly suggest you vault any money you're not willing to lose. Okay, that's the safest way to create a stop loss when you're doing stuff like this, any kind of auto betting. All right, one more win here, and we'll call it a night, a successful night. We started out with $5,000, right? Not a ton of money, but we did get money. All right, there we go. I'm hitting caps locks. That stops it automatically. There it is. We started out, shuffle must have gone down in price, but we started out with 5,000. We made $40, a little less because the price drops, but that's what it is. So that's it. Let me know what you think. And by the way, reminder, jump into our All on Black Discord channel. We have the best discount on this software that you will find guaranteed. And even as the price of this software goes up, and it will go up as it gets better and better and better, it will go up. Our rate remains fixed. So it's in your best interest. If you're interested in the tool, take the time, jump into our Discord and get the discount, and you'll be able to get it for a lot cheaper than if you just go directly through any other channels or buy it direct. And that's because we are partnered up with Clever Bets, super group of guys. And I just can't say how happy I'm enough. And you guys know me. If you saw me from day one, you know I don't push anything that I don't believe in myself. I would never push a tool on you guys. I get 0 commissions on this. So to be very clear, I get nothing. I'm not pushing this at all. The only thing I get out of this was they were good enough to give me the tool for free to try, as well as they gave the tool to Brad, and they gave 10 of our members, our first members to sign up, they gave 10 of our members the free application as well. So that's it. And we tested it back early stages, but I'm not on commission, so I would never push something that I didn't believe was really, really awesome. Anyway, enough said. Be good humans, be good to yourself, be good to each other. It's not that hard. It's us against the casino. And this is really a game changer for people that have disabilities or people that have difficulties keeping track. And again, it's really good for Fibonacci if you're like me and you're trying to remember what was the last bet that I had to do, what do I need to add together, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All right, that's it for tonight. I'll see you guys next time. Go Notre Dame. I hope they win. By the time you see this, you'll know what it is. Anyway, cheers.